Dear students, I'd like to talk about concept of Ram Ravana in your stories. Okay, this is a very important thing, or we can call it hero and villain in your stories. Please do not try to create two characters in your stories of Ram and Ravan or hero and villain in the same story, where you try to create a hero and then you also create a villain and then the villain is educated by the hero and then the problem. Why? Why not? Why can't we create this? Well, I do agree that it is creativity, you can do anything and you can certainly have the freedom, you can certainly enjoy the freedom of doing so. But unfortunately, when a psychologist will interpret, he will realize that you have created two characters, one negative, one positive. And since you are the writer and you are the person who is holding the pen, so you are accountable for both of them. Maybe the hero, maybe the villain. So if you are talking about a hero and if you are talking about a hero and showing him as a person, okay, you want the credit, fine, but you also will get the credit of villain because you have created it. So if you don't want to confuse this psychologist about hero and villain, please don't create two characters in your story. Create one character. That is the hero, the relevant person, rather than unnecessarily creating a villain person. Because then what will happen? If you try to show that, okay, the hero changed the villain and the villain became a new person, unfortunately, that person can be equated as you. And if you want to send a message of positivity, then why confuse the reader? Please don't do that. So therefore, this concept should be very clear to you. So don't create two characters unnecessarily. Try to create a concept of a single hero and walk in with the person and complete it. Is it clear or not clear? So that I think should be very clear to you. I'd like to, elaborate. And in the elaboration, I'd like to tell you about, for example, we create a person that there is a boy, he was very lazy, then the other person came forward, then told him, then he changed his laziness. What are you doing? You are unfortunately showing a person of laziness. So they may correlate it with you because it can be a submission of your guilt. It can be taken as your confession. So if you are trying to confess it but trying to hide it by creating a character, that also can be an interpretation. So it does not mean that it will be taken as that interpretation, but there is a full chance of that possibility. So why unnecessarily confuse the psychologist? Why not take a straight path? Whatever you want to write, you write. In case you are lazy, you want to write it in your concept of hero, that there was a boy who was lazy, but then he realized that mistake and he corrected it. No issues. Is it clear? But this is the way you should write whatever you want to write. Write freely. Don't create a hero-villain situation. If you yourself evaluate, wonderful. If you don't evaluate, that's sad. So please remember this. It is clear to you, I hope. This concept of hero-villain. Am I right? This generally, why does a person do all this? The person does all this because the person basically feels that, he basically feels that, okay, I'm trying to show remorse, show correction, so it will become okay. No, I'm not saying that you're not doing the right thing. You're doing absolutely fine, but unfortunately the psychologist may realize that you may not have achieved the standards or you are unnecessarily begging plea or mercy. So please cut it out. Rather than writing that, why don't you write it straight, whatever you want to write? You're getting the point. In case you want to write a story on how you overcame any problem of yours via a picture which reminded you of that, please write it. But don't try to create a hero and villain situation, create an unnecessarily comparison, try to make someone bigger, make someone smaller. Why? Life is full of varieties and we should be able to receive and accept all of them in the right spirits. So there is nothing wrong. So please don't feel about it. There's no reason that you should lack confidence or whatever you are. If you're having a shortcoming and if you're knowing that you have to correct this and you're doing something to correct it, you're welcome. Is it clear? So anything where you are being clear and you're openly agreeing and you're welcoming it, it's going to be very good. So please go ahead with that, and that is something which we really want from you. Thank you very much. I hope you've understood the concept. Thank you.